like if they're the German side, pushing across to A and cutting off that entire back flag from B. And it's very, very effective because you can basically swivel. If you have, of course, some infantry with you, you can actually take your tank and just kind of hover between the two alleyways, and you can control that entire push right there. It is pretty brutal.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there, and that tends to be the way things go. The heavy tanks, if you do spawn in one, do tend to sit on those longer range engagements there towards the D and B side. But some people get a bit cheeky, spawn in those medium tanks and go straight to A. And I've even seen it where people sit on the sort of C flag here with the light tanks, and they manage to get them in there and do some quite serious damage. Like, don't tell me how. I don't want to know how. Don't want to know why, but they get in there and they just hold things apart. But I'm definitely thinking it's going to be the safer option up towards the northern side of the map there to try and focus the infantry on sort of the Charlie and A sides.
All right, and we are going to be going live right now. There is the massive infantry push is going to be going across to that C flag. Not surprising, but really, what is Indonesia's response going to be? Or I'm sorry, Malaysia's response going to be? Looks like they are going to be in their fast movers, heading on into that B site. We're already going to be seeing a couple of players getting killed here. And that's going to be some Piot action actually going down. Get some of that nice, sweet action over onto that C flag. Derek Frost is going to try and do some work here with his medic class, keeping those players up and alive as much as possible. But this is pretty crazy right here. We have a lot of Type 2s that are going to be going down.
Yeah, and the Type 2 is going to be absolutely crucial, especially for those guys on the Charlie flag. Because of the engagement ranges that you've got, it makes so much more sense. But I'm curious to see if Malaysia can try and hold that bridge that goes over the center by the train tracks, because that will give them really good opportunity to, one, take out tanks with the Panzerfaust or the AT rifles if they got them, and two, just kind of dominate that. And you can see that happening right now. Even though Indonesia, managed to get 3 flags here, Malaysia are on the back foot. But holding Alpha and Bravo is going to be crucial for them to move in. And they do kind of have a good wrap around the Charlie flag here. They control the area around it, and that's going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So it does look like they have managed to push on through there. So Malaysia, with a very early pickup onto that C flag, they have been pushed out. Indonesia looking very, very good. You could see a nice little headshot going down there, but it doesn't look like Malaysia is going to be able to get in this backfield. We saw, Indonesia is going to be able to get in this backfield. Malaysia doing a great job of holding this off, and we do see the tank. Buddha is actually over on C.
Yeah, and that's going to be really, really surprising to see how long he can last there, because he hasn't got a lot of room to move. It looks like he's just kind of chasing these guys off, stopping them from wrapping around the back and trying to get those flanks on. And it's going to make a huge, huge difference to how his team engages in the center of Charlie, because it means that they've only got 2 walls of entries to watch rather than the typical sort of 3 and 4 and worrying about people coming up behind you. So really well played by putting the tank there at the back of Charlie.
Well, we'll see if that's going to be an advantage later on in this match, as right now C's still going to be heavily contested. I think it's really the most contested flag on this map, but at the same time, when I say that, Indonesia is going to be making this push over here onto that Bravo flag. It does look like he is going to be able to, for the time being, continue his stay. Nice little pickup there. Yes, he is going to be able to take down Race. G-Boom looking great. See if he can pick up one more. Turns around, will end up going down himself. But now this is the problem with the tanks over here. They are going to be able to push across the bridge. But one of the things that I'm worried about here for Indonesia is the fact that he doesn't really have a whole lot of support. I mean, his infantry is getting pretty ripped up there back behind him, although Buddha's getting aggressive, and he is going to be able to do a little bit of damage, but the smoke is really concealing the presence. Buddha, though, is going to have to back up. The infantry just not doing their job and shooting these players trying to come across. Finally, they are going to be able to get a handle on it, and it looks like they have stalled out this push. Evop is going to go ahead and, he's just kind of hovering here. He's in a pretty decent position with his infantry player, so they will be able to get those repairs going down. But, Buddha, I think he's definitely in the power position here. It's going to be very hard to get him out of this.
No, I completely agree, and especially when you're up against a heavy tank like that. You've got to really be careful, really rely on your infantry, and he chose to back up at just the right time. If he'd chosen to stay there and try and fight that out, it would have been absolutely rough for him. But Malaysia, surprising, is taking the Echo flag as well. They're really dominating this game in this close quarters combat, unlike Aras, where the Indonesian planes really made a massive difference.
Yes, they are.
But that two-piece, though, from X-Gamer that we just saw, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, actually, Indonesia is they're backed way the heck up here. We have one player that's sitting into the water, and the race is just like, okay, we can just do a little bit of fishing. Picks up one, some spawns go down, and you know the race here, like, dude, you got to get these 2 kills. If you don't get these 2 kills, this is gonna look so bad for you. Come on, man, he's right on the other side there. He is gonna let Gangtons get out alive. Sang is also going to be up and alive. How are you not shooting him right now? Oh my God. And look, the spawns are going to be coming in. We do see a beacon that is going to be going down. Finally, Race is going to find one last guy. But the leak has already happened. We see 2 players now going to be making their way over to A. I think the issue is that Buddha is going to be hot on their trail. And something tells me that they are not going to survive too long with Buddha coming back here.
No, he's definitely going to be going straight down that street. And, you know, he's got a bit of range between him. Smokes are going out, which
oh my
obviously
God,
helped
they
them out
survived.
a little bit here.
What? Oh my God, they made it up onto the bridge. Wow. These guys are slippery. They are going to be able to get up on top, and they're going to be able to get a couple of frags as well. So this could be an opening that Indonesia needs. It does allow for a little bit of a respite on the rest of the map as players have to pull back to try and get control of this A flag. Gangtons is still going to be up. He's going to be using that new pistol revolver that you were talking about, or the auto pistol. Looks like
yeah,
he's not
it's a jungle carbine, if I'm not mistaken. There, and it does a really, really good job of just smacking infantry. And if you've got a really good trigger finger on you, it can really make a huge difference. But you actually got to aim and get the shots on first. But Indonesia's attack on Alpha is slowly starting to flutter away with just sort of 1 or 2 guys left, and Malaysia shutting it down very quickly and now turning their focus back onto that Charlie flag.
Well, right now, I mean, take a look right now, a Wild Time. It kind of did take the pressure off. Echo is now back in Indonesia hands. They're starting to push some pressure over here onto that C flag. At the same time, the tank is going to be pushing them. Oh, look at that player flying. Oh my God, Panzerfaust to the face. That's not going to feel too good. But still going to be holding on strong here. Malaysia looking fantastic. But yeah, Indonesia, you know, if they can get behind those enemy lines, they can cause quite a bit of havoc.
100% here, and you can see how at the beginning of the game of Malaysia, how having the tank on this back road made a huge difference in stopping those flanks coming around for Charlie. But with players being able to come in from now the bottom side and the top side, as well as sort of the main sort of echo push, these Malaysian guys are doing a really good job holding that down and keeping that secure. And with that, they are now 70 odd tickets ahead at the early stages of the game.
Yeah, right now we need to be seeing some sticky dynamite used to kind of blow down these barricades to help out. And oh no! Whoa! It looks like 125. He somehow got a kill there. Should have died probably, but will be able to stay up. But yeah, they've got to get some dynamite in here to try and take down some of these fortifications. They're just blocked really from doing anything at all. And it does look like Jimat is going to do a little bit of work here. He's picked up 2 kills so far onto the flank. I almost feel like at the moment, like they should just go ahead and just try and get a mass spawn going down and take the C flag by force. It does look like we have a lot of reinforcements that are going to be coming in on the front side of it for Indonesia. Unfortunately, Jimat does end up going down. C flag starting to get burned. We do see Kitazama. He ends up getting taken down as well, but this is going to be an Indonesian flag in just a few seconds, as they are slowly but surely wiping out every single one of these players. But I think really the question that I have right now is, how are they going to be faring on the other side of the map? Is Malaysia going to go ahead and push that that top road, or are they going to be stuck back at B? And it looks like the tank is doing a good job for Indonesia of keeping them back there in that B site.
Well, and with that as well, Indonesia had to commit a lot of people to this Charlie flag there. and it's left Echo wide open. Delta's been pushed constantly since then, so they've done a really good job holding that. But this might be Indonesia's lucky break. You saw how hard it is to get into that flag and hold it, and also when you're 80 tickets behind, you got a bit of leeway here to try and soak up as much of that time as possible. But they have to hold on to Echo. They need someone there, and Delta really needs to put some work in. But
Look
Bravo
at
going
this.
down and being challenged as well.
This is scary. If you're Malaysia, this can get scary right now. We're looking at a 4-flag potential advantage. And, you know, right now we saw this from Indonesia. They had that flag advantage over on Aras. They were able to do huge work. I mean, they had that 300 ticket lead. This is not looking good right now if you are Malaysia. Where are they going to be spawning in at? We do see some pressure over here onto C. The tank, though, Buddha, back over onto Charlie. I don't know if that's really the best place for him to be right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think what he's trying to do is lock down that back spawn there, because that's where Indonesia was able to get in and break that Charlie flag there. So if he's able to lock down the back route, allow his team to use and abuse those lanes in, they'll be in for a really nice chance to at least recap that and break this 4-flag cap that Indonesia have right now.
We are going to be seeing some fighting over here onto B. Malaysia pushes a massive force over here onto that Bravo flag to try and get it back, but they have to contend with this tank, which will be a bit of a problem for these infantry players, as they don't have anybody really to back them up in terms of armor. Does look like the tank, though, is going to be playing a little bit safe here. Buddha not wanting to, or I'm sorry, Evop not wanting to get too aggressive, and I think that's the right move, as we do see a little bit of a leak over here on Delta.
Yeah, and that's going to be absolutely huge there. And if these guys can move from Delta, go to Echo, turn some of those guys around, that could really make the difference as we start to see the game even out a little bit more. And things should be turning out really nicely for Indonesia if they can hold on to these flags and keep that pressure up.
Yeah, so you can see the scoreboard right now. Evop, the tank player for Indonesia, 23-0. Malaysia, their tanker, not as good, but I don't really think that he has to be at that point. 9-1, but you know, he's kind of in a holding pattern there, and they are currently doing a decent job of holding this lead. But yeah, you can definitely tell right now, Evop, he's going to have to do a lot of work here with his infantry players, as you can see just along the backside of this river. They are going to be pushing slowly but surely. But take a look over on Echo, as it does look like we have another leak.
Yeah, and that could really turn a lot of heads here and take a lot of pressure for Charlie, which is already being won by the Malaysian side there. And you can already see 4 or 5 guys having to push back across the water to try and hold that. But with a nice 4 or 5 man set underneath the road there of Echo, that's going to be a hard nut to crack for Indonesia to retake.
Oh, no. This is not looking good right here onto the C flag. Oh, beautiful job right there. As was that a PO8? Yeah, that was a PO8. You don't really see the PO8 being used too awful much anymore. And this guy was doing some work. He picks up 2, almost a third. Does eventually go down, but it looks like Indonesia fighting on back will be able to get control of Echo and get control of that C flag. Now, Mike, what do you think about this whole sending these squads out to go for these back flanks?
I mean, it's definitely a very key part of the game here, especially when you are losing and they're putting the pressure on. It just allows people to be drawn away from the flags and for you to create opportunities for the team. But what we're not seeing here is those opportunities that these squads are creating being taken advantage of. And we see that very well just there. A squad backflanked round to Echo, managed to get the cap. That was the chance for Charlie to be secured and to be cleaned out, and nothing came of it, Brett.
We'll see if they're going to be able to do something else here, because Malaysia is going to lose the lead here soon. If they are not careful. G-Boom, though, doing a great job with that. Suomi picks up 2 more on the train. G-Boom, I think he had 3 to 4 kills before them, looking fantastic. His teammate is going to be down below, but, you know, that's what they need to do. They need to clear out that top portion of the map. Now, we do have a medic on a suicide run. I don't know what he planned on achieving here, but that's a tank that he's going up against. And unless he could just somehow make smokes kill tanks, I don't think he's going to be able to do much of anything at all. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and back on up there. You know, a medic's got to have a dream, I guess. And oh no, we're going to have a water fight here with the pistols. Automaton, he's like, buddy, get out of here. I know where you're at. I know your tricks. We'll be able to take him down. So Evop, the Indonesian tank here, is doing a great job. Still holding on. Or holding this this pass basically over onto Bravo. Now I have absolutely no idea how these three are getting all the way into the back. Is there like a spawn beacon? Like how did they get back here? Did they swim all the way around for a flank? This is insane.
I mean, it's a crazy idea, but it just might work, Brett. We're gonna have to jump on there once they actually get to the flag. But with a 3-man push coming from Echo, they need to just be patient, be careful, and see what they can do as we start to see Malaysia setting up for Charlie, ready for that push the moment these guys set up on Echo.
I want to go see over here onto Echo right now as a couple of players here from Indonesia are now starting to spawn back in. It does look like they are going to be able to stall out this burn for the time being. Oh, no, Goat. Was that his own player? That was his own player. He is going to be able to come back in, though. He spots out one. Will be able to get the frag. Looks for two. Teammate finishing him off with a nice little assist. So they are going to be able to clear out, it looks like, the majority of that squad that came back here. Unfortunately, just not a whole lot of presence on Echo. But what's happening on the rest of the map? Well, B flag is getting contested here from Indonesia. I like that. Aggression coming out from them when they were losing Echo. But in the meantime, they lost C and they're losing Delta. So a lot of flag trades are going to be coming in. And I got to say, this bridge has been really hotly contested here for that C site, as it is going to go over into favor of Malaysia. Maybe Malaysia is going to be able to get some control now here into the middle of the map again and maybe do some damage over there towards Echo. But we got to talk about B right now. Look at this.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge for Indonesia because that cuts off the whole top side of the map there and forces Malaysia down into Alpha and Charlie. And if you can keep hold of that bridge as well, you can stop Malaysia from moving to the Echo and Delta flag with very much ease. And you got them pinned in these two very close quarters areas and these two nice long roads that your tank can just shoot down and get easy kills. So it's absolutely crucial now for Malaysia to punch back, take back Bravo, and try and take control of that bridge.
Oh my God, these two players are still back up and alive in the backside of Echo. They have not been taken care of yet. We're going to see a little bit of a water fight going down. Oh, and it looks like they're still going to be staying up and alive. This is just insane right now. Dutsy is going to try maybe do some work here, but yeah, I mean, really, that's just an annoyance that they're going to have to deal with. In the meantime, it does look like B will be getting captured back over. G-Boom, we saw some work from him earlier. He's going to be able to do some more work again. You can tell he's 27 and 13, just really laying down the law there for his squad members. And oh my God, look at how many people are there.
Absolutely crazy, dude. I mean, that's flooding the objective right now.
And it does look like Evop is going to be getting pushed by 3 individuals. A medic not going to be able to do much there, but it does look like the assaults have used all of their kit, and they are on the run. It does look like one is going to go flying with the ragdoll effects, but look at the flood of infantry players that are now going to be helping for this push. A lot of smokes are going to be out. A lot of medics, unfortunately, in this push. I would like to see more assaults coming down, but this is the time I think that they have to take down Evop, but it's not looking like Malaysia wants to commit. They've lost C here in this situation, so they're not going to be able to get any really tickets there. They're starting to lose this game. They looked really, really good there at the beginning, but they're just losing this momentum, and we've got the medics, for some reason, in the front of this push. 3 assaults are now going to be coming back in to try and take care of this tank, but the infantry players are doing a fantastic job of taking them down. Now Buddha is going to be coming in to try his little hand at it right now. He doesn't have anybody repairing. He's lost all of his infantry players. So ultimately, it does look like Evop is going to be able to stave off this pressure. And I just want to mention, he has not gone down a single time yet. He is 41-0. 41-0.
He's been an absolute brick wall on that bridge, you know. Malaysia haven't been able to push through that bridge and take Delta. They've had to rely on the 1 or 2 guys that managed to slip through there. And he's just, look at him just dominating all this infantry left, right, and center. I mean, he was at 41, but he has to easily be towards the 60s now after that attack, Brett.
That was pretty ridiculous. We do see Delta though getting contested as well. A lot of players here from Malaysia going to be able to get that cap real quick, and that happened while we were talking about the tank action going down. But I mean, really at this point, we have some tickets that they can play with. There's about 100 or so tickets now in between these two teams. So Malaysia is going to have to really do some work to try and clean this up, and Gantons is going to do a fantastic job sliding on in there like a pro. We'll be able to take down that infantry player with the Suomi. And this is a gun that was... Oh, no, he's using the Type 2. I'm sorry. The Suomi and the Type 2, they're so close. I'm sorry, but I got it wrong here, guys. He is going to be just doing some work. That's the third kill that he's gotten so far. Can he make it 4? He almost does. He does eventually get picked up. His teammates, though, will be able to clean that out, though. And it's not going to be enough just yet. Delta has been taken over. We also going to be seeing... No way. The tank is literally on C. I have not seen this before. What is he doing?
I told you in the beginning of the game that this happens. I don't know how they get in there. I don't know why, but they do. And it's just, once that tank's in there, it just becomes really, really hard to break out of that, because all of your cover starts getting destroyed. You get forced into these small buildings and you just get hit by the splash damage. So it really helps, and that's what it's helped Malaysia to stack so much infantry on Bravo, and then to stack so much infantry on Delta, because Indonesia were like, yeah, great, let's push. And then all of a sudden they're pushing into a tank that they can't do anything about.
Wow, that was... honestly, I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen a tank in that area before. So that is new to me. But we are going to be seeing them doing some work and get control of that C flag. They are losing it right now. Is it Kazasema? I'm so sorry, dude, for messing up your name. But he is going to try and do some work. He's picked up 2 kills so far, taking out a nest of respawn beacons. And he looks like he's going to be just trying to clean out this bridge as much as possible. Tank did go down, though. No, the tank... He just found himself a... Man, this guy is just a slippery one here. He manages to make it all the way back into spawn. We have 2 more players here for Indonesia on top of that A flag. 240 now to 169. Nice little quick pickup there with that Lewis gun, especially at close range. But he's very, very low on health. Will get picked up eventually. And that is going to be a potential A cap here. Malaysia, as soon as I was like, hey, these guys, they're not doing what they need to do, boom. All of a sudden, it looks like they heard me and they're like, Brett, shut up. We're good.
Yeah, we know what we're doing. We don't need your advice. We've got it. But it all really stemmed from that big, massive Bravo push and that push onto Delta. But we're starting to see Indonesia really do well under the pressure, bounce back. And with the capture of Charlie and the pressure on Alpha, that's going to start to put them back in the game. And they've still got a nice, comfy 80 ticket lead.
Absolutely, but it does look like Indonesia now fighting back. They will be able to get onto this A site. They have managed to clean up everybody on top of the bridge. It does look like AB is going to be here for Malaysia. Echo is now getting contested as well. I want to see right now the point of view of this tank. What is he actually engaging? Looks like everybody is going to be down below. And yeah, they're not going to be able to really do much there from that position, although we have 2 players potentially down below here, and they will be able to cause a little bit of havoc. And unfortunately, they do die before I can spot them out because the spectator did not want to lock in onto him. I give up. It keeps locking onto the tank. I can't lock it onto any infantry players.
Oh, don't you just love EA? But no, Malaysia doing really, really well. They opened up really, really strong in the beginning there, but Indonesia just able to bounce back from every single attack that has been thrown their way. But Malaysia are now capping Alpha. They've got Bravo. They've got Charlie. They've got Echo as well. If Indonesia aren't careful, they could end up losing Delta and then be forced back into their spawn. And with only sort of 100 to 90 tickets between the 2 teams at this kind of close game, you can't afford to lose this many flags at once, because those 100 tickets will get chewed away very quickly.
Yes, they will. But Bravo is not defended. We have a squad going over there to B. Delta is going down super fast. Ghost is going to try and stay up and alive. He's got his tank here to maybe help him out a little bit with these infantry players that could flood outside of the map. or I'm sorry, the flag. That's not going to help them on actually contesting it. And yeah, so we do see Bravo starting to flash. Delta is going to go in the way, I think, of Malaysia right now. I'm not seeing enough presence here on the outside of the map in order to contest this site just yet. But Bravo, I think, should be okay. I do want to go on board right here, though, just to kind of see what the attack is going to be. Trix has a very, very crucial play that he could be making right now. Oh no, that was a really good Molotov though to cut off any kind of push that could potentially happen up on top of Bravo. And it does look like B is going to be safe for now. It's a 1907 going to try and poke his way on in. He's not really going to be able to have much here. Yeah, he does end up getting picked up. So that's a pretty good and solid B hold. Delta though does end up getting cleaned up. And yeah, so Malaysia is just so close to having this way back into this match, and they're just not able to get over that hurdle.
Yeah, and the things, it's not that they haven't been doing anything wrong. In my opinion, that Indonesia are just so much quicker on the attacks and being able to bounce back that it's really starting to put the pressure on Malaysia, and they're just struggling to cope with their current strategy of doing things. And it's like we're saying with Arash, those quick flags and then bouncing off, those quick flag caps and then bouncing off have really allowed that difference to really sort of spread those two teams apart, with Indonesia leading by like 150 odd tickets. So there's a good sort of 100 tickets between the two teams, and it's been that way ever since sort of the 300 point mark in this game.
Right now, John Weed 666 is going to be doing some work. He picked up 2 kills, and he's so far 34 and 23. Really good look here so far, but he does get caught across the road. Will go down. The rest of his infantry players should be able to clean this up, I believe. Yeah, there's only 2 more players that are going to be left up and alive. It does look like Ursa is going to be one of them. He spots him out into the smoke, maybe, as that type 2, but it's just not enough, and he does get picked up. His teammate coming in from the backside, it's going to be Gangtons with the revenge kill. Now it's going to be a 1 on about 5, and he is going to be using that recon kit, which isn't the best. I think it's the PO8 pistol, and John Weed will be able to clean up that last and final kill there onto Bravo. Malaysia securing themselves that B site. They have control of C. They did push across once again to... you got to give props to this squad, man. They have gone over to Echo time and time again. And I mean, 19 and 27, they've died over and over and over, but they have constantly put pressure on here. Maybe this is the time, Wild Time, where they can actually make something happen out of it.
Exactly. And, you know, they're not out of the game just yet. If they just keep on that pressure, keep them pinned in Echo, they will be in for a good win. They need that tank there to stop them coming over sort of the front way towards Delta, and the infantry just needs to be swarming around the spawn, holding that bridge and holding this under Echo pass right now, which are doing very, very well with Elise, who was going off right there. Just couldn't cope with the sheer amount of players on the flag.
I do want to mention this real quick. Evop did go down. So that may be one of the reasons why we're seeing really Malaysia being able to surge forward like they have. That armor not able to be up to the north side of the map, creating that havoc, creating that problem. Oh, look at that headshot as he gets turned on. But it is a type 2, so you can't really, say too much about it. But still, just snapped on his head. We'll be able to take him down. And that's going to be Echo going over here for Malaysia. 17 tickets left. This is going to be a close round.
Yeah, and a comeback like that, it's absolutely unreal to see. Even though Delta's been lost, in the space of 3 tickets, we've seen Indonesia lose something like 20 to 30 tickets here. We're no longer at a 100-point difference. We're down to the 50 ticket mark. All we need is for Malaysia not to bullet it here, as you see a huge push onto the Bravo flag. Charlie is being contested to some degree here, and Echo is just dead fast in the face of Malaysia.
Oh, dude, I think Indonesia right now is giving up on Echo. They said, screw it. We don't need this flag. The problem right now is going to be just the frags alone. We need to be seeing some mechs getting out. Right now, they have this 3 flag advantage. They need to make sure that they're not just dying haphazardly, but I think they are. 44 tickets to 0, and they just weren't able to make it happen. That is a shame right there. Taking a look right here, 55 and 3 there for Evop. Putting up a massive amount of numbers, 42 and 20 there for Ursa. And let's see what we have over here on Malaysia's side. We've got a 46 and 16. I'm not even going to try and say that name.